At 10 years old, I learned a tremendous lesson with a tractor and some trust. I spent most summers working on my grandparents' farm in south central Kentucky, and when I was 10 years old, he decided I was old enough to drive one of his tractors and help bring hay in from the fields to be stored up in a hay barn to use in the winter for the cattle. I knew it was a really important job, and I was so excited to be driving right alongside him. He had a great big powerful orange tractor, the Allis-Chalmers, and I drove a smaller one, the little long tractor, and he reminded me, refreshed me on the instructions of how to drive it, and for 3 days, I was in the process of helping him bring that hay in again and again. And it went well. That tractor operated so smoothly. And at the end of the third day, he said, hey, I need us to take good care of this equipment. And so I need you to go get the hose and clean your tractor off. And he showed me what to hose off, and I cleaned it up, and he said, now go put it away in the barn. And I said, okay. So I jumped on it and I parked it in the barn. And when I came back out, he said, now I want you to clean off my tractor. And I said, okay. So I cleaned it off, put the hose away, and he said, now I need you to go park my tractor in the barn. I couldn't believe he said it. I was such a little pipsqueak. This tractor was monstrously huge. It had so much power. And I said, I don't know if I can do that. And he said, you can do it. It's the same instructions you have on the other one. So get on and go put it away. And he was working at his truck, and I still couldn't hardly believe it. And I walked up with some intimidation, but I got on and I followed the instructions, except I missed a step or two. And all of a sudden I was driving a wheelie down this gravel driveway, and I've got these prongs hanging out the back of the tractor that are digging in and digging a ditch behind me. And I was so afraid of letting go that I'd fall off and die. And he came running alongside and said, what are you doing? And I don't know. And he said, turn the key off. And I was like, I can't let go with my hands or I'll fall. Turn the key off. And he was so intense. I was like, okay. And so I turned the key off, and boom, the front tires hit the ground. And when they did, all that dust I'd been stirring up caught up with us, and we were coughing and sputtering. And I started to get off, and he said, sit down. And I said, okay, yes, sir. And I sat down. And he said, are you okay? And I said, yes, I think I'm okay. My heart's going 1,000 miles an hour, but I'm okay. And he said to me, I believe in you. I trust you. You know what to do. Go put it away. And he turned and he walked off. Not to abandon me, but to show me he was not going to do it for me. It was my job. And so I followed the instructions, and it was the slowest parking job in the history of the world, but I did it. I completed that task. I learned something that day. And it was because he trusted in me. He believed in me. And when he invested that in me, it grew my confidence. Do you know you can be someone who invests trust in someone else? You can be someone who grows the confidence of another person. Who will you influence today, this week? Choose to make a difference.